Alright, I don't really care about the background sound. Hello, it's me again. So, this this video is actually for a specific homework. So, Anna, I hope you enjoy this because it's also going on my channel. And for choir, because we don't actually get to sing together, unfortunately, if you want to know why, I mean, you should all know there's a pandemic, but here's wherever it'll end up. The video link up here somewhere. Anyways, so for choir, instead of singing, we have to listen to different homeworks. I mean, oh boy, I haven't had enough coffee yet. So we have to listen to the pieces and their cycles of the songs we would have sung had we had a concert. We, today, are going to look at Mäntyjärvy and his four Shakespeare songs cycle. I will put the actual composer here. So the first one is called Come Away Death. I have the score on my computer and I will be listening to it, and hopefully the heater doesn't go on. Also, welcome to my office for the next couple weeks. It is really hard to work in my room. So, let's start. Let's go. Okay, we'll stop here already. So already I should say that this sounds fairly postmodern. This is very typical, for me, typical harmonies you hear in sad songs of the 21st century choral music. I don't know if the composer is born in 1984 or if he composed it in 1984, but we're gonna assume fairly recent. But anyways, it sounds very Eric Whitacre to me, and we were actually supposed to do an Eric Whitacre song, so it's interesting to say this. And as well, it's very dark. Like, even if it's postmodern harmonies that sound cool, like, it's still very dark. Like, the two first phrases is come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slain by a fair cruel maid. So that's where we are. So let's continue. I'm gonna stop out already. So this is the first time we hear a nice chord, and it's a D major chord on white. So you can see that he's trying to put some kind of innocence on it. So you can see here where my part of death has some dissonance, so the composer is putting his idea of what death is, and it's not really pleasant. Like, there's something wrong about it. True major chord. So here, on My Shroud of White, it's only the men singing, and what I'm finding really interesting is that it's going in a sort of chromatic scale down. So My Shroud of White, stuck all with you, or prepare it. So like the Shroud of White is the shroud you would put on a dead body before you put it in a casket. So this is actually really cool to see this. I think the composer did on purpose, of like, as the Shroud of White is put on the body, it's descending as a casket would descend. Or I'm overthinking this. So here, we end on a C major. It's really cool how all this dissonance comes, and then when the woman end, it's an F major, and then we go to the dominant of that at the end. And also C major in classical music represents light and heaven and God. And this started with, I believe, Haydn's Creation, like the piece called Creation. So in this part, they're all together, but also every single end of phrase ends with a major chord. But the first major chord we see, so after the C major, there's a G sharp minor on the word sweet, so it really means bittersweet. And then it goes to F sharp major. And then it goes to F minor. So it shows like the mixed feelings about death, I feel like. Oh, that's a nasty chord. But you can see like weeping, it's to weep, and he puts that chord, that dissonant chord. Oh! So here, to weep, it's a F major chord, F sharp major chord, but there's only one, it's not even a third, they're all fifths, so F sharp and C sharp together until we get to there, and it's a chromatic ending, which is really interesting. It's really interesting. F ending on F major. So, to the next one. Next one is called Lullaby. And now I'm understanding, now that we're here, I'll put some screenshots maybe of the thing. The first one says that the come away death is from his Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night. Like, I've never heard of Twelfth Night, so I'm like, oh, it's just a subtitle. But when I went down to see Lullaby, I saw A Midsummer's Night Dream, and I actually read that in high school. So I'm like, oh, okay, so the subtitles are actually there to show like where it's from. I'm really excited to listen to this one because I actually know the story and I had to read it and analyze it. Okay, so already in the first page, it's insane how much this guy has thought about his things. It starts with a chromatic descending, but like it's bum 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 bum, which is very much like royalty once you see the end of the sentence. So then we have this weird melody with the la 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 la, which you spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do not wrong, come not near our fairy queen. And on the word queen, there's an E major chord. So this guy has really thought about his thing. Melody, it's melodic. Lullaby was not pretty. So you can hear how it's Scottish, like. To me, it sounds Scottish, but like, this is a chord progression you really hear when you think about like royal themes. So I'm kind of curious. I'm not going to do exactly the research now, but I would be curious to see like where he got his thematic ideas from, and like he's very much doing a lot of musical metaphors. And then we go back to the original theme. But it's prettier. Exactly the same thing as the first time. Oh. Melody. That's really pretty. So ABAB looks like. Oh, something ominous is gonna happen. Ominous? Sure. Ominous? Ominous. So, like, we're gonna stop here. It's the end of the song anyways. It's, oh, we're going to sing a lullaby, but there's still some danger lurking around from the first two strophes. So really interesting. I didn't like it as much as the first one. I think I would have to reread Shakespeare or like re-summarize the plot to understand it. But yeah, let's get to the next one. Oh, I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? What the hell did I listen to? Full Fathom 5. Lullaby. Oh, I see. I forgot to do the third one. Okay, we'll come back. Okay, so this is the third one. Sorry, I'll edit it in the right place. And this is for Macbeth. Okay, already. You can hear the excitement and the running. So this is from Macbeth, and we actually were supposed to sing this. And it's the three witches at the beginning of Macbeth that tell Macbeth that he's going to kill the king. Is that what it is? Yeah, because Hamlet's the other one. So Macbeth is the one where he's going to kill the king and become the king, but, you know, it's kind of problematic. Anyways. So you can hear like the craziness of the witches, and you can hear how they're running and they're a little frantic because even the rhythm da 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 da. So it's not equal at all, and it continuously changes in meter. Again, musical metaphors. So you can hear how the singers actually hear. They're doing a really good job of like having this nasally voice you hear, and which is like singing up here and really making sure that they are making as much of a horrible sound as it can have. Ugh. Anyways. Oh my. So they're trying to echo. That's tenors. And we go back to the beginning with different words. I don't really want to explain what the words are because they're actually really disturbing. So if you're curious, here's a link down below so you can go and check yourself. But you can hear just by the melody how disgusting it sounds, and like the echo of the male, and yeah, it's supposed to be chaotic, and I feel very uncomfortable right now. You can hear, so in the last part it says something wicked this way comes, and as they're building the ladies' different sections, you can hear, what is it, it's F sharp, G sharp, D, B, D. So B7 chord, but a B6 4 a B4 3 chord, which doesn't sound stable whatsoever. Very interesting. This one probably disturbs me the most. So the last one is called Full Fathom 5, and it is from The Tempest, and it looks interesting. It's very depressing music. This is the first time I hear like melodies that make sense, like harmonies that make sense. That's like, okay, let's stop here. Coral maid. So that's very, very Eric Whitacre-esque. So this is definitely postmodern harmonies, like contemporary harmonies that you hear a lot in choir music these days. Like, just go look any Eric Whitacre or Jake Runestad, like any American composer that's like a big rock star, they have these kinds of harmonies. Now are his eyes. Very, very, like, to me that's not very original, and like to me it's more just about the typical harmonies you hear these days. It's supposed to be majestic. Oh, there's this thing in classical music that you'll see in theory, and it's the sixth chord that comes at the end of a cadence, and it's called a deceptive cadence. So clearly I was expecting, like the previous songs, I was expecting to have a major chord. Ends up it's a deceptive chord because I thought it would go in the major, but it went against what I was saying and what I thought it was going to happen. Augmented chord. Here there's only 2 notes, but because we heard the augmented chord before and it's a major triad, a major third, you just hear the augmented chord anyways. Yeah, it's interesting. It's so interesting. I don't like this. That was a very low note for basses. I learned that there's program notes, so let's read them. Four Shakespeare songs is a blend of Renaissance poetry and contemporary music. As I said, I knew it. The choral writing is varied and demanding, although the music never strays very far from traditional tonal harmony. That is also very true. The texts are songs from Shakespeare's plays. Come Away, Death is a lament of unhappy love, typical for Renaissance lyrics. The narrator begs his friends to bury him, as he has been killed by the coldness of the cruel maid that he loves. The following figure on the repeated word weep towards the end echoes the Renaissance practice of word painting in music. So like I said earlier on, I was right. He really puts the musical metaphors with the music. Lullaby is sung by fairies to their queen. It is a soft and tranquil mood piece in Siciliano rhythm, which I think he could have explained a bit more, but I explained to it a bit. But yeah. The number 3, Double Double Toil and Trouble. This is not in English. There you go. On the other hand, is a sort of medieval cookery program. So yeah, it's the kooky one out of the 4. The 3 witches, or weird sisters, chant the ingredients of a magic potion that they are brewing. This is a potion that the witches use later in the same scene to prophesy to Macbeth that he will become King of Scotland. The text is rather wild, and the music uses a wide range of devices up to and including speech choir. So that's speech choir is what you heard, like the and the whispering. In German they call it Sprechstimme, and it started showing up in the modern musical era. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I will talk more about that. At the last one is the comforting yet ghoulish description of how the body of a drowned man is transformed into treasures of the sea and how mermaids ring funeral bells for him. Four Shakespeare songs was written for the Savolaisen Osakunan Laureate student choir of the University of Helsinki, which I was a member of from 1982 to 1987 and conducting from 1988 to 1993. The work was premiered at the 80th anniversary banquet of the Savo Student Nation of the University of Helsinki on February 23rd, 1985. So yeah, he wrote the piece in 1984. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anna, I hope you enjoyed this, but everyone else that watched this, I hope you like this kind of videos, and, well, I'm gonna have to make more of these anyways, but if you like them and you're interested in seeing other choral pieces or classical pieces analyzed and that I just simply listen, let me know, and I will do more of these, of, like, your suggestions, I mean. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and that you learned something new today. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you soon.